Hi everyone, this video I'm going to be talking about the North and South nodes. When I was studying astrology many years ago and I found out about the North and South nodes, it really sort of gave me that extra level of understanding about my life path, and it just helped me to kind of see how I need to move forward when I felt stuck. And that is the beauty of understanding what your North node is in astrology. I'm going to put a link below this video which will show you where to go online to find the dates for your North node, to find out what your North node is and your South node is. And I'm just going to go through each North node and talk about what you need to be focusing on for yourself in this life and how to get the most out of your life path based on that sign and house placement. Now with the North node, I am aware that different astrologers look at it differently, and that's fine. Everyone has different beliefs, and for me personally, the way I see it, and through all my experiences in life, and I've been studying astrology for over 15 years now, I personally believe that the North node and South node, well, the South node indicates your past life, and not just that, but going sort of a bit deeper into it, what your soul has already kind of learned and what it's already, I would say, mastered to some extent. And the influence of the South node is still in your current life, but the North node will show you what you're moving towards in this lifetime, and how to improve yourself, how to get more happiness out of your path, and more bliss, more excitement, and more growth for yourself in this life. So I'm going to go through the signs of the North node and also mention the South node. So it's important to look at both influences in your chart. And I'm also, so for example, when I mention the Aries North node, I'll also say, or a first house North node. So what that means is you either have your North node in Aries, or you either have your North node placed in the first house. The influence can double over, but you need to look at both interpretations. So if you've got say a Sagittarius North node in the first house, then you need to read up on, to get more information, Sagittarius North node, Aries North node, and first house North node, if you can find that online, which I'm sure you can if you try. So I'm going to try and make it simple. So I'll just talk about mainly the North node and South node influence, and then a little bit on the house. Okay, so Aries North node. So if you have Aries North node, that means you have a South node in Libra. Oftentimes you'll see people that have the South node in Libra, they can start off in very codependent relationship situations. Again, it's going to depend on the rest of the chart, but there's always going to be some element of this happening. And so I know somebody pretty close to me that has North node in Aries and South node in Libra. And just to give an example, of a person that has this placement, how it affects them, they have been married for many years now, and they are quite comfortable financially. The partner is very successful in what he does, very financially successful, and they have a very, very comfortable material life. Now, she didn't have to work, but she felt that she needed to work and do her own thing for her own self-esteem. She could have been, at home and just looking after the house and going shopping and doing whatever she wanted to do. I mean, for some people that might be a dream. For someone with an Aries North node, it's not a dream. It can cause a lot of anxiety and stress for them, because they know that they're meant to be doing something for themselves, something to boost their own individual self-esteem, their own path, create their own destiny through their own actions. So if you have a first house North node or an Aries North node, you will feel prompted to follow your own individual path in this life. You will feel that you are not satisfied leaning on a partner for too much help. You may be very good at relationships, but you may feel that your true calling is when you're doing your own thing, and you feel that sense of excitement and happiness when you're on your own path. So that's the energy of the Aries North node. Obviously Aries is fiery, it's independent. Anywhere where you foster independence for yourself is going to be a positive thing for you, it's going to help you in your life. I'll go to the next one, Taurus. So Taurus North node or second house North node. So you'll find people with Taurus or second house North node, they seem to be able to create material wealth, but maybe not straight away. It's sort of something that comes more as they get older, and they may struggle to get this sort of feeling of material foundation happening. The key for these people is to be grounded in themselves, be authentic, have integrity in what they do, and be real about what they're doing. So somebody with a Taurus or second house North Node that practices integrity and being true and honest with themselves and following what is right, what feels right for them in a really deep way, is going to feel more satisfying for them. And also building their own material wealth is going to be more satisfying than relying on others. So say, for example, somebody, it's sort of got a similar kind of twist to it to the first one that I mentioned, because the South Node in Libra is reliance on another, whereas, and also this Taurus North Node, second house North Node, the South Node is the 8th house, which you can find that somebody with that South Node in the 8th house, or the South Node in Scorpio and the North Node in Taurus or second house, they may rely on other people's resources to get them ahead in life, and that's not going to work for someone with the second house or Taurus North Node. So they may be born, into a wealthy family and have a big inheritance, but they may need to do their own thing to feel a sense of self-worth. They may feel that they're always tied to that family, the power of the family, or the resources of other people are sort of keeping them bogged down. They need to find their own path, their own passion, and they could definitely be have skills in creativity or working with their hands, working with tangible material things of life, so building or art or creativity, music. And also I find people with the North Node Taurus, they have natural psychic ability, and they can use that their intuition is very good. They can use that to help them on their creative, expressive, individual, path to build their own self-esteem through their own efforts in life. And the other thing that I was going to say with that was they have to sort of get out of that 8th house energy, which is of too much strategic thinking, pessimistic or paranoid thinking, or over sort of over analytical or overly probing into other people's minds, more like focused on themselves, and that's going to bring more happiness to them, coming back into that Taurus energy of just being straightforward, just simplifying their life. Actually, that would be another thing, very much simplifying and focusing on what it is that they want to do is going to be key. The 3rd house, or a Gemini North Node, is going to be somebody who needs to utilize communication in their life, so to get the best out of situations and their life path. So anything to do with communication, that could cross many, many, many different vocations and careers. So, a public speaker, a writer, writing children's books, public speaking in any kind of platform, depending on the rest of the chart, and with that North Node, I would say, when in doubt, communicate. So someone that has a North Node in Gemini, when in doubt, communicate. Don't sort of hold back or seek to kind of escape a situation, because the South Node is going to be Sagittarius. So they may want to travel or enjoy overseas travel or have connections with people at a distance. And but I really, think with someone with Gemini North Node or 3rd house North Node, communication and utilizing the mind in their life is going to be a big thing. So whether that's learning, educating themselves, reading a lot of books, researching information and sharing that information with others, writing, that sort of thing. And let's go to the next one. The 4th house North Node is a Cancer North Node, a Capricorn South Node. So Capricorn South Node can be obsessed with work. They can be a bit of a workaholic, and they need to balance the home life, which is the Cancer North Node, with the desire to have a successful career or to progress themselves. They can be very ambitious because that's the comfort zone from the past life, and that's what they know. So coming more into their emotions and really experiencing their emotions and connecting with other people that are closest to them in a deeper way is going to be really important. It's going to open up their path in their life. I've also noticed some people's charts with a 4th house North Node or a Cancer North Node that to really focus in on one particular area and really just get down into that area of focus. For example, Sigmund Freud had a North Node in it was either Cancer or the 4th house, I can't remember now, but one of those, and his research was very focused in one area. And he was, at first he was, at the very beginning, was ridiculed for his ideas, but then he became, very well known, very successful later on. And his work, he was a pioneer in his research and in what he discovered to do with psychology. So there is an ability with the 4th house or a Cancer North Node to really home in on one particular area and really focus in, and to really nurture one particular area of life. So whatever a person's passion is, whether that's it's got to be something to do with nurturing, to do with connecting on a very deep level to something. And self-discovery can be part of that, knowing the self. So knowing the self and then knowing another, or nurturing or helping others in that Cancerian kind of way. So for some people with a North Node in Cancer, they may have to reconcile the family life with the desire for a career, as I said in the beginning, and that can be a struggle. But they definitely need to open up to their emotions more, to nurture others more, and sort of move away from being cool and detached and businesslike and overly strictly ambitious, at all costs. They need to come more into that loving kind of home life, connecting with kids, their family more. Leo. So Leo North Node means that the South Node is Aquarius. So for Leo North Node, they need to come more into their personal creative expression, into allowing themselves to be seen for who they truly are, not kind of going, I wouldn't say, a bit under the radar, because the Aquarius a bit detached and not letting themselves come to the center stage, to be seen, to be allowing themselves to be out in the open. And they may have a fear of that. So this lifetime will be about exploring creativity, exploring self-expression, exploring the ways that they can get themselves seen for what they do. They may avoid, because of the South Node in Aquarius, they may avoid getting too heavily involved in, romantic relationships. They may prefer friendships even, or they may be reluctant to commit in relationships. They may just want to have fun and be detached and just, that type of thing. Working with children can come into this with the North Node in Leo. And so something to do with teaching or working with children, as well as any kind of creative expression, is really well favoured for somebody that has a North Node in Leo, as well as allowing themselves to be seen for who they truly are. That's the key thing. The next one is Virgo. So if you have a Virgo North Node, your South Node is Pisces, so you come from a past life of being very spiritual, very, very committed to spirituality, and possibly, even having been a nun or, being in a monastery or something like that. But coming from a very, possibly even religious past life, and coming into this life understanding spirituality, but needing to get very grounded, much more grounded, and focused on the practical reality of your life, the physical body and your health, and not just be kind of away with the fairies in a dreamland and not be in the physical body. So you need to be in the physical body if you have a North Node in Virgo or a North Node in the 6th house. You need to be organized to get the best out of your life. So making lists, writing, getting your life in order, not being scattered and just being to go with the flow. That's the Pisces 12th house, energy of the South Node. You need to come more into organization, focus, practical matters, awareness of health issues, looking after your health as well. There can be sort of a reluctance to be organized, and a reluctance to analyze situations in a clear thinking manner. There is a need to do that, however, to get the best out of your life path, and also to analyze things, to be discerning about your life path, rather than just sort of go with the flow too much, as I said before. And there will be an emphasis on being of service to people, helping others. It could be working in nursing fields or health, or just working with people where you're actually offering them a service, where you're actually helping them in a sense to help lift them up into a better situation, whether it's health related or anything else. So what's next? Libra North Node. With Libra North Node, these people will find that they need to commit, I guess, in relationships, or that as they commit in relationships, they find a deeper element of life that is more satisfying. The South Node will be Aries, so they have to come away from being overly self-centered and too quick to dismiss other people's views and only listen to their own view, and that will be the habit from the past life. So there is a really strong self-centeredness that they need to get over, and then work more in a more balanced way with other people, in a more harmonious way with other people, not so me focused all the time. And working with others one-on-one could be part of their work that they do in terms of career. It could be part of just their life path in general, that they find that dealing with people in a one-on-one manner is going to feature strongly, and it's actually going to propel them to much more depth and satisfaction out of their life when they do that, when they work with other people. So they could eventually find themselves in work that's to do with counselling, or finding that as they get older and understand more, they know how to have more harmonious relationships when they become less self-centered and less selfish and aggressive. So that's synergy with the North Node in Libra. They may have to give up an element of control over wanting things their own way and wanting their own path just for themselves, and sort of pushing others to the side. So yeah, the Aries energy needs to be overcome to become more Libra and balanced. Scorpio North Node, or an 8th house North Node, would mean that the person needs to let go of obsession with material items and clinging on to material things. So there could be a tendency to hoard material things, because that's the South Node of the Taurus, or the 2nd house energy, and come more into getting a deeper satisfaction out of life from getting really in touch with one's deeper emotions, intimate relationships, allowing yourself to share resources with others, not being so overly possessive of your things that you will not share your physical space or your physical belongings with anyone. As I said, just being too clingy to materialism, and too untrusting about your sense of security. So you need to be more trusting about life and know that you'll be looked after, and not be so holding on tight all the time to your finances, or being a miser, or being greedy, or overindulging in the physical side of life, and becoming more spiritually deeply connected to things in life. Because that's where you're going to find, with a North Node in the 8th house or in Scorpio, that through deep encounters, through powerful interactions with others, and through probing past the material aspects of life, you'll find much deeper satisfaction for yourself. A 9th house North Node, or a Sagittarius North Node, would bring a need to seek answers about life, to discover truth, what truth is for you. And someone with a North Node in Sagittarius, the South Node is Gemini, so they could go through many different belief systems, and they could start off as an atheist and then become a Catholic, and then a Christian, and then more spiritual. And it can go on like that until they just keep finding what truth resonates for them more. Overseas travel can be something that they don't do until later life, and when they do that, it can be very satisfying and deeply rewarding. Connecting with people overseas could also be something that brings them a lot of satisfaction, and getting away from just distracting the mind constantly, because Gemini is all about lots of different information coming in all the time, so they need to get away from just distracting themselves, that they are avoiding their life path or finding what their focus needs to be. And what was I up to? 10th house. So Capricorn North Node, and Cancer South Node. So if you have a Capricorn North Node, you need to become more independent in yourself, in the sense of focusing more on your career and your practical life and achievement and what it is that you want to do. And it can be the comfort zone of falling back into the family issues, or a family comfort zone, or reflecting too much on the past that it holds you back. There can be sadness from the family home life, and that can be a sense of struggle for a person with a Capricorn North Node, and can make them feel as if they can't achieve what they want because the family issues are holding them back. So there is a need to release the past if you have a South Node in Cancer or in the 4th house, and go more towards what you want to achieve in this life. And that will be more satisfying for you as you do that, focusing more on your career, getting things done, being organized, the Capricorn energy. There is a need to also get some kind of control with your emotions. So because Cancer South Node can be very, very emotional, and it can get lost in those emotions. So there's a need to manage the emotions so that you can focus more on what you're achieving in the real sense in this lifetime. And let's see, North Node in the 11th house, or Aquarius, would mean the South Node is Leo. So you're coming away from drama and always wanting to get attention and being in the spotlight, to going into working in more humanitarian causes, and working with people, working with the public in some way that could have a humanitarian aspect to it, or just could put you involved with the public, but not where you're in the spotlight, more where you're working with people in an equal sense. And working, with humanitarian causes could be deeply rewarding for you. And even though a part of you may always want to have an element of being in the spotlight, you'll find that true satisfaction comes for you when you allow yourself to work as a team with other people. And lastly, North Node in Pisces or the 12th house. So this is my particular North Node. So when you have this North Node, you're going more towards a very spiritual life, and you're releasing too much attachment to the physical. Okay, so I was up to saying about the North Node in the 12th house, or a Pisces North Node and a Virgo South Node, or a 6th house South Node. So with that particular North Node and South Node placement, what you're looking at is trying to release obsessive analysis and control over the details of your life in order to move forward and make change. So when you do have to make change, and you do have a North Node in Pisces or the 12th house, you need to have more faith that things will work out for you, rather than obsessing over every detail and going by the attitude of the South Node, which would be, as long as I have A, B and C lined up, then I can move forward. It's actually going to be the opposite to that. If you have a North Node in the 12th house or in Pisces, you're going to need to trust more and just take that leap of faith when you feel the need to make changes in your life. Also, you're going towards a more spiritual life in this lifetime, and releasing an obsession over every detail being correct, obsession with physical appearance, every detail of that being correct, having details in order before you can have faith that things are going to work out. So that's a key thing. Also, you're looking away from analysis of other people in your life, and more focused on a higher energy, of a higher vibration, something that's more spiritual. So spiritual discovery and spirituality will be extremely rewarding for anybody that has a Pisces North Node or a 12th house North Node. And you could well find yourself working in an area that's related to spirituality, mystical things, anything that relates to the occult, or things that are hidden from view. Also, you might be an artist or someone that's very creative with this particular combination, because the South Node influence from the past life gives you a skill. You come into this life with a skill, an ability, usually something to do with working with your hands, and you can use that to progress forward into your North Node. So you might be using your skills as a musician to make meditation music, or that's just an example. Or you may even use that 6th house ability to write spiritual books, or write a blog that's about spiritual, deeper matters to do with things that are on the unseen level of life. So that is yeah, so it's a real releasing of the need to control details and going more into allowing yourself to trust the universal flow of your life and to go with the flow rather than being obsessed with getting everything right first. Okay, so that was the video. If you have any questions, post below, and follow the link below also to find out what your North Node and South Node are if you do not know. And I'll just say one other thing that's really important is some charts, you know, you'll see that your North Node placement is quite challenged by your South Node, because you might have, like myself, I have the North Node in the 12th house in Scorpio, but I have a stellium in the 6th house. So for me, and for somebody that has something like that, where your North Node is being pulled back by the South Node, what that's saying is you need to use both of those energies in your life, but not to rely still on the South Node as heavily, and still allow yourself to go into your North Node. So it can be a little bit confusing, but if you have any questions about something like that, where you've got the South Node impacting your Sun, or your South Node being, you know, in a stellium with other placements, and you have more questions, just let me know and post below. Thanks for watching, everyone.